Hello, everyone. I'm on the late night creep. Well, I guess it all depends on where you're watching from and what time it is and the part of the country that you're in, right? My name is Tina Wolf. Bookwithtina.com is my website. Enlightenment and Awareness Academy is my school. Hello, Natalia. And hey, Natasha, I'm getting ready to explain to everyone right now my interpretation. Hey, Carla, my interpretation and my version. Well, I guess version for some of y'all. Hello, Bernetta. Some of you have lots of questions, I'm sure, for those of you that are transitioning from religion to spirituality. Hey, Coach Lawrence. And I just want to kind of clear up a little bit of myths and misconceptions. Now, you're going to have to keep in mind, these are all my own thoughts, my own processes. I will share with you how I came to these conclusions so that you guys can have an understanding about transitioning from my viewpoint. Okay, and that's why we're here. We are here to learn, and we are also here to share. So Enlightenment and Awareness Academy teachers and students, make sure that you share this on your page or share this in somebody's inbox or tag somebody that may need to see this information. Okay, I'm getting ready to share it on my page right now because I'm on my iPad. So the first thing I'm going to do is give a disclaimer, because during this particular segment, there may be some reading involved, okay? And don't worry, I'm going to go over as much as I can as possible so that everybody can understand as much as possible. Hey, Eric, welcome to Enlightenment and Awareness Academy. All right, teachers and students, here is the disclaimer. During the reading, I may understand, you may not. You may understand, I may not. We both may understand during the reading, or we both may not understand during the reading. I'm going to ask that you respect my perspective, and I respect your perspective as well. If the message that you are receiving is different from the one that I am providing, it is quite all right. Please share the message, because it may be for me or it may be for someone else, okay? Please do not use these readings as a form of therapy or advice. You have been blessed with the gift of discernment. So please take the information you need and throw the rest away. All right? Throw the rest away. So now we're going to go, hopefully, there we go. I saved it. So this is what we're going to do. For those of you that are coming from religion over to spirituality, number one rule: your belief system is your choice. It is always your choice. There is no right. There is no wrong. You do not have to choose between a religious practice and spirituality. Okay. And here is the reason why. I've pulled up in Google the different definitions because I want everyone to have clarity. Okay. I want everyone to have clarity. So here we go. So religion, the definitions, and you can look these up because I'm reading them straight from Google, but I may kind of tweak it a little bit if I need to. Religion definition is the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods. Okay? The belief in and a worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal god or gods. Okay? That is what religion is by Google definition. Okay? So if you believe that a superhuman, okay, then is controlling power, especially a personal god or god, religion, right? Now, if you're thinking to yourself, Tina, hey, Ashley, if you're thinking to yourself, okay, but I don't belong to any sector or group, right? I don't belong to Christianity. I don't belong to Islam. I don't belong to any of these sectors. So how can I be religious? I'm going to read this again. the belief in and worship of a superhuman controlling power, especially a personal God or God. So, by my interpretation, hey CC Hermosa, by my interpretation, all this means is that you believe in a energy and or a person that transitioned, okay? You believe in that, okay? And utilizing that energy. Kind of sort of like when some people say, Grandma or Grandpa, I wish you were here with me now. And then all of a sudden they get this great strength. They get this great energy, right? Hi, Kinshasa. I know I probably jacked it up, but I tried. Okay. So you get this great strength, this great power, this great energy. Have you ever seen a little kid and be like, God, I wish I had that energy? And little kid comes and they're like, come on, come on, come on. And you're like, oh, I just really don't have the strength to get up. They're like, come on, come on, come on. And because they're so excited and they have so much energy, you get up and you go and you play with them, right? Energy works the same way. You can call upon that energy, or you can not only call upon it, but you can use it any way you desire, right? Okay. Ashley said, teach them, Tina. I'm trying, baby. I'm trying. Jump in. We can all help. So this is what religion is. So if somebody says, Tina, are you religious? Well, first of all, I'm going to automatically assume, okay, that this person is probably referring to a sector. If it's Muslim, Christianity, Buddhism, Judaism, any of these, I'm going to check that out first, okay? I'm presuming they're probably that. And what I do is I tell them, no, I'm not religious, but I do believe in God. God to me is the creator of the heavens, the earth, all this in between, me, you, the trees, everything. That is my belief system. So when I say God, when you hear Tina say God, that is who I am talking about. Okay, the creator of the heavens, the earth, all this in between, me, you, birds, trees, boogers, farts, cuss words, all of that shit, all of it. Okay, because when me and God talk, if I'm mad, I cuss, right? I don't stop cussing because it's God. Like me and God, do you think that God can't see you when you cuss? Come on now. He can. Okay, he can see you when you fornicate. He can see you when you masturbate. All these things that are supposed to be bad for you, he can see those things, right? But God still allows you to have experience it. And I believe, my belief system is that God still loves me. And he is a forgiving God. That is my definition of God. Okay. Now, we're going to go to the next thing, which is spirituality. Everybody does not have to believe the same as Tina. I have my own belief system. Okay. It is okay for you to have your own belief system. I tell people all the time, hey, Kim, I tell people all the time, you do not have to believe in what I believe in. You can believe in a piece of toilet paper. I don't give a shit. You can believe in a piece of toilet paper if it's something positive and it is going to help you to change your life, help you to grow and motivate and push you and drive you in a positive direction so you can move forward with your life. Bam. You don't have to follow everyone's sectors. And if you're watching this video, it's because you want to follow your own steps. You want to create a life. I have a picture up here that says she designed a life she loved. I don't want to be a part of a life where I have to punish myself because somebody else created for me that fornication is wrong. I love fornicating. I ain't going to stop fornicating. Okay, so if I love to masturbate, I'm not going to stop that either. Okay, I'm not going to say, oh, it's bad, it's a sin, I shouldn't do it. Because when you do that, what happens is, for one, that goes against my belief system. And for two, if I'm having to hide those things from other people because I'm ashamed of them, now I am punishing myself. When I punish myself, it means I'm not being forgiving to myself. The God I believe in is forgiving, right? Forgiving means to me, okay, oh God, that's a whole nother process. I'll give you the short version. Forgiveness to me means learning the lesson so I do not have to repeat it, and I'm not going to beat up on myself because I made a mistake or because I did not recognize something. And then I can move forward. So that's what forgiveness is to me. Right? So spirituality. Here's the next one. Spirituality. The quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. Hey, Goddessina. So here, and Goddessina is another amazing reader, and she helps people both with light and dark balancing. She's had her own journey. I actually have a video of her where I did a interview, so I'm gonna have to repost some of these interviews. But spirituality, hey Amy, spirituality is the quality of being concerned with the human spirit or soul as opposed to material or physical things. So that's all spirituality means. It just means you're concerned with the human being. You're concerned with your soul and what's going to happen to it. Okay? So, when you go to religion and you go to spirituality, can you have both? The answer is yes. Let's all nod our head. Yes, you can have religion and you can have spirituality. They can coexist. Now some people feel like you can't have one without the other. I am living proof that you can have both. Okay? And I am living proof that you can also be respected for it, for your choice. Okay? Now, here's the thing. With spirituality, I am concerned with the human spirit, and I am concerned about my soul. And I also believe in my definition of God. So I have my own religion. So I have both. I believe that I don't have to punish myself for something that somebody else believes. So now let's quickly jump into indoctrination. Indoctrination, by my definition after I've read it, indoctrination is someone else's belief that you believe. When you grow up, they say, don't touch that stove because it's hot. You're going to burn yourself. Okay? Then you got two kinds of people. You got one that's going to accept that. You got one that's going to accept that, and that's called wisdom. Okay? They're going to be like, I'm not touching that stove because they said it was hot. Then you got people like Tina who says, I have to experience it for myself. Okay? Good night, CC Heterosa's husband. Good night. So there's people like Tina that's actually gonna say, you know what? I know you said it was hot, but let me touch for myself. And then I touch it and I burn the shit out of myself. Ouch. After that, I make the decision. Am I going to touch fire and on the stove again or not? Okay. Which one am I going to do or not? Hey, love gone. Which one am I going to do? Okay. Now, when you are in transition, here are the top words that you're going to come in contact with that I want to prepare you, because there are going to be people that are going to say to you, ooh, so you giving up God and religion and you going to hell, and those people are a cult, and those people are a part of an occult. Okay, these are two different words. So let's just go ahead and delve into that, shall we? Let's delve into that. I'm going to encourage you to look up and Google the word God, and also Google the word goddess. And then I want you to also Google the devil. And I also want you to Google Satan. I want you to Google demon. I want you to Google all that, because these are, I'm telling you, when you do a transition, these are all the words that you are going to need to learn, because in the beginning of your journey, and we have all gone through this, all of us, I don't have these experiences anymore. I don't have that, because my belief system is so strong in what I believe. They don't even come at me like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like that part, you might come at me with some other shit, and you might tap that old Tina just a little bit. But that part, I stand firm in what I believe. So they can't even come at me in any direction. So you have to educate yourself on that part. So we're going to talk about the word cult, C-U-L-T. You said S-U. C-U-L-T. Okay. So cult, here it is. A relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. Okay. A relatively small group of people having religious beliefs or practices regarded by others as strange or sinister. Those people in Enlightenment and Awareness Academy is a cult. They all believe a certain thing. They all practice similar things. They're a cult. But the real reason why they're calling them a cult is because it is the opposite of their belief system. All cult means, when somebody says you're a part of a cult, they're not saying you're a part of a devil group or a demon group if they actually know what they're talking about. Okay? What they're really saying is, you don't believe like I believe. You believe like these other people believe. And what's wrong with that? You see it every day. Every day. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'm a Broncos fan. You got Cowboy fans and Bronco fans that don't like each other. The Cowboys are their own cult. The Broncos are their own cult. And the fans that go along with them and cheer them along, they're their own cult. They are a group of people that believe their team is the best. So it's okay for the Dallas Cowboys and the Broncos to have a cult. But when it comes to your human spirit, and it comes to your soul, and it comes to your religious preference, you're supposed to make a choice. But they can cheer for the Dallas Cowboys and they can have a religion. Okay, you can have spirituality and you can have religion. You also do not have to follow their indoctrinated beliefs. You have some children that grow up, you're going to be a Cowboys fan because I'm a Cowboys fan. So that kid grows up being a Cowboy fan and never gives any of the other teams a chance because he's grown up to know that those Cowboys are the Texas team, the America's team, or whatever. I don't know about sports, but just, that part. Who's that down there? Patricia. Hey. So when you learning that part, that indoctrinated belief that that little boy has, he never had a chance to pick his own team. He had to immediately believe what was put into him. Okay? So one day he may decide, you know what, Dad, I know you love the Dallas Cowboys, but I actually like the Patriots. So I'm going to go with the Patriots because I feel like the Patriots is the best football team. Now, the dad may disown him because he been a Cowboy fan his whole life. He's raised his son to be a Cowboy fan. And he's just going to switch teams. You just going to switch teams and go be on the Patriots team? Now I got the problem with you. So then dad and son go through this back and forth. And in that particular aspect in their life, they bump heads. Because dad's like, I can't believe that you stopped being a Cowboys fan to be a Patriots fan. Like, but does he still love his son? He should. But he might get so mad that he say, until you become a Dallas Cowboy fan again, don't you ever come back over here. Right? And then after some time passes, dad might be like, I know he's not a Cowboy fan anymore, but I miss my son. And even though we don't believe in the same team, maybe we can be around each other and not talk football. You have to make your own choices. You have to believe in what you want. There is always going to be a small group of people, or as defined by Google, there is always going to be a cult when it comes to something. If you like strawberries and I like strawberries, you and I together are a strawberry cult. There's nothing scary about this word, okay? Nowhere in here does it say a demon or none of that. It don't say none of that stuff, okay? So I just want to clear that up. There are additional definitions. The additional definition that's here says a misplaced or excessive admiration for a particular person or thing. Yet again, same thing. Okay, Cowboy team. It's a thing. The Cowboys is a thing, right? It's the same thing. Somebody, what does it say? Excessive admiration. There you go, Cowboys. Excessive to the point to where if you like another team, they don't like you. During football season anyway. Okay. Hey, Mojave. Hey, Demond. So this is the cult. Now we're going to go to the next word that you're going to deal with and face, which is called occult. OCCULT. Okay, here's where it gets good and juicy. All right, here's where it gets good and juicy. Occult, supernatural, mystical, or magical beliefs, practices, or phenomena. Okay. Supernatural, mystical, or magical beliefs, practices, or phenomena. All right. So, this is what an occult, OCCULT, okay? The gathering of people that believe that, right? Now, this is the tricky part, right? You will have to define and figure out what metaphysical means to you, okay? When I say metaphysical, I am speaking of natural or supernatural ways and abilities. I'll give you an example. Okay. So I walk into a space, and we've all done this. You walk into a space and you could be just fine. And you walk into a space and then all of a sudden you like, what is that? Something don't feel right. What is that? Something don't feel right. Right? Okay. You don't know what it is, but you know it's not you. Right? That's enough to creep some people out. They will leave. And then you have some people that are investigators that will dig further and say, I don't know what that is, but it feels like somebody had a fight in here. Or you know what? It feels like somebody hurt themselves in here. There's always that. That is energy, right? That is supernatural by most, supernatural energy. But it's also called being empathic. Okay, sensing and feeling the energy around you. Energy does not just come from people. There is energy from this remote. There's energy from this book. There's energy from this iPad. There's energy from our glasses. That's why some people, they don't want to touch some things. They don't want to touch some things because there's still energy in there that is the opposite of them that they do not agree with. So as an empath, they feel it first. Okay. And then you have, which I believe I'm saying it right, I think it's psychometry. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's psychometry where you pick up something and you read the energy off of it. Some people don't feel it. I feel it first before I touch something. Okay. So you have those abilities. You know what I'm saying? You have those abilities. So when you have that, that's supernatural, right? Now, depending on who you talk to, magic, which the Indians believe, right? The Indians believe like the Cherokee Indians, like that, not from India Indian, okay? That's a totally different. That one from the book that I have read, they believe that a lot of our wisdom and knowledge comes from within. We are the unit. We are the vessel. We are the instrument. Okay? I am in 100% agreement with that. The best instrument you're ever going to have is you. Okay? Sometimes you have to use tools to help you. Some of those tools are herbs. Some of those tools are crystals. Some of those tools are books. Some of those tools are computers. Some of those tools are, there's so many tools. It just a bit cloths, buttons, whatever. Energy comes from, you got two kind of energy, animate and inanimate. Animate, this us. Inanimate, this. Okay, you got two kinds of energy and that's it, right? So you can read any and all energy, right? Dosina, hey. So when you talk about the occult, somebody asks you if you're a part of an occult. If you don't know, say what I say. Hell, I don't know. Or no. It's okay to say that. You don't have to answer anyone's questions. Okay? Hey, Michelle. So the magical beliefs can deal with utilizing your thought process, which some people call a spell. Okay? Utilizing your thought process, and some use tangible things like herbs and crystals and t-shirts or a lock of somebody's hair or just various ways in order to manifest and or protect. Some people do choose to use harm. Let's just be real. You do have some malevolent people out there, okay? You know what I'm saying? So with that, you have to utilize these certain things, right? That they could consider you to be magical. There are some people that I know that have Jesus energy. My sister Pam is one of them. When she prays, you could feel, you could feel it. I would never tell her to stop believing in Jesus. I would never do that. I would never do that. And she's not ashamed of her religion. I would never do that to her. That woman is a powerful woman. And she is a Christian. And she is also spiritual. She is both. Because she cares about human beings. And loves human beings. She's not doing anything wrong by talking to me because I believe in God and she believes in Jesus. There's nothing wrong with that. I think people that truly believe in Jesus, for one, when I've come across them, I know it when their faith is strong, because when they speak and when they pray, the energy is friggin' amazing. Okay? Like freaking crack is like, their energy is so amazing. And I get chills every time, right? I don't believe in Jesus the same way they do, but I do acknowledge him as a healer. And you best believe if I need him, I'm going to call upon him, Archangel Raphael, you, spirit animals, a piece of toilet paper, whatever I need to help me. I believe in energy and help of energy. That's what I am all about. That's what I'm all about. Okay? So when it comes to utilizing herbs, when they say, ooh, you doing witchcraft because you using herbs, remind them every time they go in their kitchen and it's getting ready to be Thanksgiving, every time they go in there, they use that, what? Sage in their food. They use that Italian seasoning that has a mixture of what? Herbs whenever they make their spaghetti, right? There's nothing wrong with using herbs. Eastern medicine does it all the time. And if you look at some of the medications that they use, they are derived from plants. I'm trying to think of what are hydrocodone. Codone for the codeine for the cocaine. Inside the hydrocodone comes from the coconut plant, right? Don't let people feed you information. They want to deceive you so that you do not take time to learn to heal yourself. Okay? That. So, we discussed the word occult. We discussed the word cult. We discussed spirituality. We discussed religion. Are there any questions you guys have about your transition? If you are a person that is transitioning, the best advice I can give you, if anybody has questions, this is the forum to ask, right? The best advice I can give you is this. Be honest with yourself. Change anyway. Better yourself. And for those people who don't understand the shift and the change in your life, remember, it is not your job to convince them of what a good person you are. Be yourself. Be authentic, and people will see it. Majority of the time, they won't even ask you or care for what your religion is. They not going to give a shit. That's just keeping it 100. What they're looking at, hey Dre, what they're looking at is that you are a good person. Since I have started being me, and I'm happy to be me, people ask me all the time, man, your energy is so great. How'd you get that way? I went through a lot of shit. I don't look like what I've been through. I've done a lot of work. And I'm still doing a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning and I'm growing and I'm growing and I'm learning. So keep changing anyway. A great story that I had, I'm trying to make it short. I have always been a religious woman of other people's belief systems, other people's indoctrinated beliefs growing up. I grew up being a Christian. And then we went through several different sectors of Christianity. And then we also did Buddhism, where you do the chanting and the Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. We did all of that. And then we came back to Christianity, Baptist, during the time, and then switched over to non-denominational. And then at the age of 15, I became a Muslim, which I stayed a Muslim all the way up until 2015. Okay. But I've always had the same definition of God. At the time that I became Muslim was because that was the closest definition that I could get to my belief system of God, which is the creator of the heavens and the earth, all that's in between, the birds, the trees, me, and you. And if you look in the Quran, or if you Google the Quran, Surah 1, and you read that first chapter, which is only one page, you will see what I'm talking about, right? And for those of you that are afraid of the Islamic religion, all you have to do is just Google it. Just Google it. Surah 1. It's one page, and read it. Nowhere in there does it say anything. That it just says God. Allah means God, right? The Arabic term for God. Then you have different sectors. It's like, no, Allah means arm, leg, arm, head. So you're really worshiping a person. See, you got to do your research. You start finding all this stuff out, and I'm like, I really don't care what everybody else says. My definition of God since I was 7 years old has been the same. It has not changed. But I do find that some religious practices are very good for you. Okay. You don't have to believe in the religion to practice the religious practice. If you get up every day and brush your teeth, hey, Suzanne, if you get up every day and brush your teeth, one of your religious practices is brushing your teeth. And if you and 5 of your friends brush your teeth every morning, you are a part of a what? What class? A cult. C-U-L-T. Because you all believe that fresh breath, brushing your teeth early in the morning, is a great belief system to have. So somebody that does not brush their teeth, you're going to do one or two things. You're either not going to be around them, or you're going to share the benefits of, hey, you should brush your teeth in the morning. It's probably the best example I can give you, right? Okay, so when I was raising my children, I allowed them all to have their own belief system. I had one child that's Catholic, another child that's Baptist, and then I had another child that was atheist. He don't believe in shit. He don't believe in nothing, right? When I was going through my spirituality journey, learning about me, okay, and I was going to church. Yes, I went to church, okay, during that time, because even though my belief system was not in the church, I still believe what I believe today. You take out the information, what you need, and throw the rest away. So I would go to church to raise my vibration and to learn things about myself from a woman that I had a connection with that was at the pulpit. So I would go. Am I Christian? No. But the church is open to everybody. And I love gospel songs. Okay. I love gospel songs. So if I want to raise my vibration, and you know how it is when you ain't been to church in a long time, you go, oh, that message is just for me. Right? But while I was going through this traumatic period in my life, I was going through a separation and then a divorce. And then my son is seeing me go through this up and down, turmoil. And he's seeing me go through all this. And he said, you know what, God? If you can get, this is my atheist son who don't believe in nothing. If you can get my mom out of this situation, if you can show me that you really exist through my mother, I will believe in you. I didn't know this. So I'm going through all my shit. I'm having some happy days and some sad days. If you see videos that I've posted from 2016 to 2017 and 2015, God bless you if you've seen anything from 2015. Shit. But during 2015, 16, and 17 were some of the most toughest times of my life. You said I give you chills, gave me chills too. Hey, Denise. Toughest times of my life. One day, I came home during a lunch break because I was overwhelmed going through this divorce. I was overwhelmed going through this separation and being by myself. I had alienated myself. I had gotten rid of all my friends. I'm going through my spiritual journey alone because there's one other person that maybe understands. But, it was like 2 people maybe. And I was overwhelmed, and all I could think about was being alone and by myself. because my husband had chosen someone else. And as positive as I was, and as many people as I was helping, and I was just a loving person, and I'm pouring out, I was blocking people. I wasn't receiving love. I was alienating myself, and I was beating myself up, not forgiving myself for trying hard enough to make somebody else love me. And I was just crying in the bed. Matter of fact, I took the bed. It's my bed. Shit. Uh, crying in my bed. Yeah, I'm crazy that way. And my son walked in and he said, "Mom, what are you doing?" I said, you know, that ugly cry. And he grabbed me and he said, "Stop it. Stop it." He said, "You know what? You are worse. Don't you let no ninja do this to you. You are a God-fearing woman, and I have seen God pull you out of some shit." And I said, because he don't cuss in front of me. He said, "I have seen you." He said, "I've never seen a more devout person when it comes to God. I've never seen it." He said, "And I made a deal with God. I told God, if you can show me through my mother that you exist, I will believe in you." He said, "You remember that day in the kitchen, Mom? You were in the kitchen." And I said, "Well, which day, son?" He said, "It was me," and he listed off two of his friends. And I said, "Yeah, I remember." He said, "I was sitting there looking at you, and I said to myself, God, I want you to say something right now through my mother for me to hear it, if you really exist." And you said, "Hey, you guys, you know what? I want to tell you something." And me and my friend said, "What? You know what, Mama? What you want to tell me?" I said, "Y'all over here talking about these little girls and talking about how can I get these little girls?" I said, "Let me tell you how you go get these little girls. I'm going to tell you, y'all ready? I don't know if y'all ready for this, because this some grown folk shit right here. If you want to do the most sexiest thing you could ever do for a woman as a man, is you can pray with her and for her. Because any man that can humble theirself before God, any man that can humble theirself enough to know there is a power that is greater than them, that's the most sexiest thing a man could do." And they said, "Miss Tina, Mama." I said, "Yep." I said, "That's it." They said, "What else?" I said, "That's it. That's it. That's the sexiest thing that you can do." My son said, "Remember when I went upstairs?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I went upstairs and I cried. And I gave myself to God right then." He said, "And then I went to church. And I joined the church." Blew me out the water. I don't know about y'all. Blew me out the water. My son, who for 18 years was an atheist, converting himself. Oh my God. But because I changed me, and I never changed him, I never asked him to change him, I just changed me. And because I changed me and he witnessed it, he made a choice to create a belief system that would help him to be positive in his life. Do you know how many people's lives I have changed and encouraged people? And I've left an imprint on people Whether it's for 1 second of meeting me, whether it's positive or negative for you, to 1 year, 1 month, however long it is, right? My goal, my legacy that I spread into each and every one of you that want to receive it is this. I just want to change the world one person at a time. And I want to leave you in a better position than what I found you. And if I can do that for as many individual people as possible that I can do it for, then I am happy. And that is my legacy. Hey, Anita, that is my legacy that I leave. And when I leave, when I transition from this body into the next experience, whatever that experience is, it will be said, Tina loved people and she cared about people and she did not be ashamed of it. And she didn't mind pouring herself into people. It's who I am. And not only did she do that, but she wasn't greedy either. She taught people how to protect themselves to the best ability. She encouraged each other to share ideas with each other, to love one another, bless people with knowledge and wisdom to the best of her ability. That's my legacy. Forget that she had $1 million home. Screw that. Remember what I did for you and remember what I said to you. That's what I want. You know what? What Tina said was some real shit. Here's her video. Tina's having a class. You need to go learn this shit. That's how you can help me to pass on my legacy. That's how you can help me to grow my business. Because if I'm impacting you and if I'm sharing with you, then you sharing that with someone else that wants to receive that message, that's how we grow. I look today, I have 822 members in my group that I am grateful for. Because that's 822 people that are willing and open to hear what I have to say. And I feel very blessed that people trust me with these words that come out of my mouth. The good ones, the cuss words ones, the good stories, the bad stories. Me saying, okay, class, today in Enlightenment Awareness Academy, we're going to learn about the various ways of learning. You got audio, you got visual, you got kinesthetic, and we have emotional learners. Y'all don't know what an emotional learner is? Let me show you what an emotional learner is. You're afraid of tarot cards? Okay, let's talk about it. Let me tell you what tarot cards are. Let me tell you how they're used. I don't do tarot cards. I do oracle cards. But I respect people that do because you have to be very knowledgeable. Well, what do you know about herbs, Tina? Well, this is what I know. And I have a person that knows even more. Hey, Salah. Hey, Shanette. Hey, who does blunt ass readings that'll hurt your feelings? Shout out to Shanette Booker. There you go. That's one of my, I gotta mess with her. I got to mess with her. Okay. I said what I said, lady. She got me saying it too. Right. But if I can't help you, I'm going to refer somebody that can help you. And I'm not going to refer you to nobody that I don't feel like I can trust. And if you have an experience with someone and you like they jack me around, please tell me. Because I want to make sure there's no misunderstanding. And if there is, I only want positive people on my team. The one thing that I encourage you to do during your journey is to create boundaries. Learn what love is. Ask what your definition of love is. Those of you that have been in my group, we've already had these conversations. It's not going to stop having these conversations. But ask, what is your definition of love? She said, don't do me, ma'am. Already done. So, what is your definition of love? How do you know you're receiving love? Start asking strangers is, hey, you know what? I have a homework assignment for school. Can you tell me what is your definition of love? Or how do you know if you're being loved? And watch the person's response. The very first response is important, because if you say, what's your definition of love? And they say, or they say, well, what do you mean? Like in a relationship, or like, what do you, and they start asking you these questions. I don't care about your angry face, Shanette. And you start asking these questions and they're like, whatever their first response is, that's what they are giving out. You know what I'm saying? That's what they are giving out for energy. So what do you think they're going to attract in their life? If they don't know what it is, or if they got to think about it, they're drawing in people that don't know what it is and got to think about it. So they're going to have, what some would call a failed relationship unless they fix it. I'm that person. I know that. Shanette, you know I love you, but I'm going to give you a hard time. So this is what you have to learn. What your definition of love is, and create boundaries. When I say relationship, I'm always going to ask you which kind. Oh, help me with my relationship. Which kind? Family, friend, co-worker, or romantic mate? We got to break it down. Exactly. Shanette said, what's their love language? I do have people in the group. If you haven't done it already, thank you for bringing that up, Shanette. Go take the 5 love languages quiz. You can do it electronically. It takes you about 5 to 10 minutes. Go do that. And do it every 3 to 4 months, 3 to 6 months, because it changes. And it's going to change because you change. And a lot of people, they'll say, oh, I already took the quiz. I know what my love language is. Touch. And I say, what comes after touch? Oh, well, I don't know. Just touch is number 1. No, you got to read all them shits. You can't just take one. Read all of them. They're all important. Not my main one is touch. Do y'all have any questions? Any questions? Or do you want to share any experience? For those of you that are watching that have already transitioned and you're not going through that phase where we've all gone through the phase of where somebody is like, you going through the phase of they're like, oh, you in that devil stuff, or you're a witch, or you're this or that. Or, ooh, you're leaving your religion and blah, 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 blah. Like, if you've already gone through that, hey, Nancy, if you've already gone through that phase in your spiritual journey, if you have already gone through that phase in your spiritual journey and you want to share a story, this is a great place to do it. Because for the new people that are just getting started on their journey, I know that's like the number one hugest concern. Like, how do you get to a point of Tina? How do you get to a point of Shanette? How do you get to a point of Nancy? How do you get a point of Demond? How do you get to a point of Terrence where y'all just confident? Y'all just like, this my shit and I don't care. Like, how do I get to that point? I'm going to lose friends. Yes, you are. I'm going to lose family. Yes, you are. I might lose my romantic partner. You may or may not. But is the journey about them? Or is the journey about you? And by losing these people, because I have lost some people, some of them I lost and they still gone. And some of them I lost and they came back. And they have a respect for me. And I've created boundaries with them. I love all people. I don't care if you're black, white, gray, purple, red, yellow. I don't care if you're Christian, Buddhist, atheists. I think atheists are some of the most brilliant people in the world. Because basically what you're saying is, I don't believe in God. I believe that I'm responsible for all my choices. I think Atheist people are amazing. There is no way in the world I would want to accept all that responsibility. I would rather say God gave me this experience and he's going to help me out of it. I just being real. That's how I feel about it. So I think a person that's willing to take all of that, hey Josh, willing to take all of that responsibility on their own self, and they're managing and balancing their life and they're good with it, they're okay. I have a high level of respect for that person. I know some atheists that are great people and they love helping other people, contrary to popular belief. If you took time to learn about an atheist person, then maybe you would understand that their choice to believe in their self is not wrong. Any religion that you have been in, even a religion for yourself that you have created, you must realize that they all say you have to believe in you. They even said it in the Wiz. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in you in order for all this shit to work. For you to believe in God, for you to believe in puppies, for you to believe in people, for you to believe in anything, you got to believe in you first, and you got to believe that you exist. If you can't even believe that you exist, then you can't believe in shit else. It ain't gonna work. You got to believe in you. Number one rule to transition: be honest with yourself. Number 2, love yourself. If you don't know what love is, learn what it is and ask people what it is and grow it so you can learn how to define it, so you can clearly decide what you want in your life. Do you feel me? Okay. Number 3, boundaries. Boundaries. And the only way you're going to get to create boundaries in your life is by doing what? Being honest with yourself, learning what love is, so you can identify what you want in your life and what you don't, and you can clearly decide so you can create the boundary. How do I create boundaries? How do I cleanse myself? I don't know. How do you normally cleanse yourself? Every time you take a shower and you sing in the shower, is that cleansing for you? It is for me. When I smell lemons, it reminds me of my childhood, takes me to my happy place. Smell of lemons works for me. Cleansing. What works for you? What are you already doing that raises your vibration? You know what? Listening to music. It's not hard to learn how to love yourself and work on healing yourself. I done been on this thing long enough. I really didn't mean I'll be on here this long, but I don't apologize. Somebody needs it somewhere. Right? So, since y'all don't have any questions, Shanette says, my journey, my rules. Absolutely. That's the way it is supposed to be. Your journey, your rules. If you feel like fornicating is okay, it is. Nothing wrong with it. You can be gay, straight, bisexual, lesbian, transgender, and I don't care. As long as you are not hurting anyone, including yourself, live life, man. Enjoy yourself. And correct those things and don't punish yourself. Don't punish yourself. Okay? That's it. I got no questions. No questions. If somebody's watching the video on the replay and I don't get back to an answer or something, please feel free to inbox me. Because I'm starting to notice as I'm growing, like coming back to my Facebook and I got like 200 to 300 notifications. Sometimes I can't get back to them all. Okay. CC Hermosa says, yes, believe in yourself. And I do thank you. You're welcome, CC Hermosa. Burnett said, I needed it. So thanks. You are so welcome, Bernetta. You are so welcome. And your name is very unique. Keep that. Use the whole name. Never abbreviate. Not saying that you do, but I'm just saying. Very unique. Makes me think about somebody's grandma. It does. Makes me think about somebody's grandma. So anyway, I love you guys. Y'all have an awesome and amazing night. My name is Tina Wolf. Bookwithtina.com is my website. If you want a one-on-one intuitive reading, I got you. Go to bookwithtina.com. If you need crystal and stones, baby, let me rock your world. I got you. Okay. If you need a massage and you're in the DFW Metroplex area, come get these hands. I got you. I got you. Remember, y'all, to compliment at least 5 people a day, because you never know whose life you can change. You never know whose vibration you can raise up. And you never know what door of opportunity you can open up by simply paying a compliment. Love you guys. Be great and be safe and stay warm. My heater's on 77 degrees. I've been in the house all day, so don't judge me. I don't know what it's like outside. Love y'all. Bye-bye.